The media in Denmark will very easily portray, let's say, if a Muslim living in Denmark does something bad. So once I moved to Indonesia, I got a totally different perspective.
How do I respond to someone when they say Islam was spread by the sword?
You know, today in Indonesia, it has the highest population of Muslims. Tell me which army went to Indonesia to conquer them. So your assumption that Islam was spread by the sword has got no basis.
Today, Indonesia is the world's largest Muslim country by population, shaped by centuries of trade and politics.
For now, I'm learning like about 2 years already about Islam. Yes, since I moved to Indonesia, because before in Germany, I wasn't really interested about Islam. And since I moved to Indonesia, I don't know, my eyes are just like, it opened my eyes about the religion. I saw people how they pray. I saw Islam from other side than Germany.
I recently decided to spend a couple of months in Aceh, Indonesia, an area made famous, well, unfortunately for the great tsunami of 2004, but also because they currently live under a brand of Sharia law. Nonetheless, I really wanted to visit Aceh, so I did. And you cannot imagine what I found there. These people are so kind, they're so friendly, it is mind-blowing.
Banyak orang barat masih punya persepsi lama bahwa Islam tersebar karena pedang, perang, dan penaklukan. Namun ketika seorang bule datang ke Indonesia, ia dibuat terkejut. Di negeri ini yang justru memiliki jumlah penduduk muslim terbesar di dunia, ia tidak melihat jejak kekerasan dalam penyebaran Islam. Justru yang ditemuinya adalah kedamaian, keramahan, dan nilai-nilai yang membuatnya penasaran untuk mengenal lebih jauh.
Before I came to Indonesia, I definitely had a different view on Islam as a religion.
Really?
Yeah.
Islam means peace and submission to God, but unfortunately, not everyone sees it that way. Misunderstandings and stereotypes still shape how people in Europe and beyond think about Islam. But Indonesia is making a positive impact, helping to change that perception.
The media in Denmark will very easily portray, let's say, if a Muslim living in Denmark does something bad. Let's say they do a crime or something like this. It will mention like a Muslim man.
Indonesia's approach to Islam is known for being inclusive, community-focused, and open-minded. From interfaith dialogues to promoting tolerance and diversity, Indonesian Muslims live out Islam's core values: compassion, respect, and peace. This is also the experience of Christian Hansen, who previously came to Indonesia to work in one of international companies in Jakarta, Indonesia. But later on, he has become a YouTuber who travels many places of Indonesia.
Because the media in Denmark will very easily portray, let's say, if a Muslim living in Denmark does something bad. Let's say they do a crime or something like this. It will mention like a Muslim man from Iran or Iraq or Turkey has done this, right? So I think generally Denmark, the perception of Islam is definitely not as good. So once I moved to Indonesia, I got a totally different perspective on Islam. I've learned a lot from it. Some of my closest friends are Muslims, and always eager to learn more. And yeah, one of my favorite greetings is Assalamualaikum. It is so peaceful, it is so respectful, and even though I'm not Muslim myself, I still enjoy saying it to other people because I think it's very respectful.
So next time you think about Islam, remember Indonesia's example. It's a reminder that Islam truly is a religion of peace, and there's so much more to discover when we open our hearts and minds. Let's keep sharing the beauty of Islam.
How do I respond to someone when they say Islam was spread by the sword?
We tell them, simply look at Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the biggest Islamic or Muslim country. And was there a war in Indonesia? No. It was simply Muslim tradesmen that showed their characteristics, and the whole country, subhanAllah, eventually through time became Muslims.
You know, today in Indonesia, it has the highest population of Muslims. Tell me which army went to Indonesia to conquer them. Go on, I'm waiting. Which Muslim army went to a country called Indonesia today, which has the highest population of Because no one went there. They conquered them with their message of Islam, not the sword of Islam. So your assumption that Islam was spread by the sword has got no basis.
No, but what I'm saying is that in the way Islam spread, you just have to occupy land. You just have to occupy people, and you put your rule on them.
But isn't that what England did as well? The colonialist English, who went with the priests, the Christians, they went all around the world to spread Christianity by sword.
How did Indonesia become the largest Muslim country in the world? To understand, we need to go back to before the time of Islam. Back then, the islands that make up Indonesia were influenced by Hinduism and Buddhism, which arrived through Indian and Chinese traders from the 1st century AD. Under Hindu-Buddhist rule, the islands became major trading hubs. Islam began to spread sometime after the 7th century AD through Arab, Persian, and Indian traders. By the 15th century, the Sultanate of Malacca promoted Islam, aided by a Chinese Muslim admiral named Zheng He. Around this time, the last major Hindu-Buddhist regional power began to decline due to rebellions. The Sultanate of Demak, another Islamic power that rose over the centuries, eventually defeated the Majapahit in the year 1527 AD. Now, the Hindu elites of the Majapahit fled to Bali, where Hinduism still remains strong to this day. With Hindu-Buddhist rule gone, Islamic sultanates flourished. And by the 17th century, Islam was the majority religion, with only Bali remaining Hindu-dominant. Today, Indonesia is the world's largest Muslim country by population, shaped by centuries of trade and politics.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Arrahmanirrahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Ya kana berdua ya kana stain. Ihdinas syiratal lazim Ihdinas syiratal mustaqim syiratal lazim na'an'amta alaihim walad ghairil maghdub bi alaihim walad dolin.
Amin. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much.
I thought good, yes, right?
Where you from?
Okay, hello Dika. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
My name is Dasha. I'm from Germany. I live in Indonesia for almost 4 years.
4 years?
Yes.
Amazing. Also, I heard that you are excited to learn about Islam.
Yes.
So how's it going? Like, how's your learning so far?
For now, I'm learning like about 2 years already about
2
Islam.
years.
Yes. Since I moved to Indonesia, because before in Germany, I wasn't really interested about Islam. And since I moved to Indonesia, I don't know, my eyes are just like, it opened my eyes about the religion. I saw people how they pray. I saw Islam from other side than Germany. So since I'm in Indonesia, I observe everything. So this is like my 3rd year fasting.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
3rd year fasting Ramadan.
Yes.
Wow, how does it feel for you? How do you keep up with your fasting? How do you?
For me, it's actually pretty easy because I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Amazing.
So
Pick it up.
it's only like not eating and not drinking. So for me, I feel first thing first, like my metabolism is much more faster. I think my mind is more clear in that time. So I think Ramadan is also one of my favorite time.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like a newborn child.
I'm an Australian man who was brought up with no direct religious influence. Nonetheless, I recently decided to spend a couple of months in Aceh, Indonesia, an area made famous, well, unfortunately for the great tsunami of 2004, but also because they currently live under a brand of Sharia law. I watched and read a lot of media reports from the West and also from within Indonesia, which sounded like they were being influenced by the West. And quite frankly, Aceh sounded like hell on earth. Nonetheless, I really wanted to visit Aceh, so I did. And you cannot imagine what I found there. These people are so kind, they're so friendly, it is mind-blowing. I want to share with you one anecdote of what happened to me on New Year's Eve 2022. I was in the little township of Sabang, which is on Way Island, or sometimes called Sabang Island, and I was just trying to find some food, and not much was open. And I eventually found this little, like a street stall on the side of the road. There was a bit of rice there, a bit of chicken, some vegetables, and it was kind of attached to this family's little house. There was like a courtyard there where they were kind of sitting. And I'm like, oh, you know, can I have some chicken? Can I have some rice? Like, sure, have some chicken, have some rice. So I sat down with them. I can speak a bit of Indonesian, so I was speaking with them for maybe 15 minutes, eating my chicken, eating my rice, just, you know, how you doing? And after 15 minutes, I said, okay, I got up. Okay, how much do I owe you? What's the bill? And they're like, tidak bayar, which means don't pay, no paying. I'm like, are you sure? Okay, well, thank you, very generous. And then the father said, on one condition, you come to our party tonight. And I'm like, yes. Will you have karaoke? They're like, yes. I'm like, what time? Tonight music seems so loud. I wish that we could lose this crowd. Maybe it's better this way. We hurt each other with the thing we wanna say.
Di Indonesia, Islam tidak disebarkan melalui peperangan, melainkan melalui jalur perdagangan, dakwah yang lembut, dan akhlak para pedagang muslim yang datang berabad-abad lalu. Fakta ini benar-benar membalikkan anggapan bule tersebut. Ia menemukan bahwa sejarah Islam di Indonesia erat kaitannya dengan budaya lokal, kesenian, hingga tradisi yang penuh harmoni. Lebih dari itu, saat ia mencoba merasakan langsung kehidupan dengan nilai-nilai syariat Islam di Indonesia, ia merasa aman dan tentram. Hal yang awalnya ia kira akan kaku atau mengekang, ternyata justru membuat hidup lebih teratur. Ia juga merasakan bagaimana orang-orang Indonesia begitu ramah, penuh senyum, dan terbuka meski berbeda budaya maupun keyakinan. Semua ini membuatnya sadar bahwa apa yang sering diceritakan di Barat tentang Islam sangat berbeda dengan kenyataan yang ia saksikan sendiri di Indonesia. Pengalaman ini membuka mata bule tersebut bahwa Islam bukan agama yang dipaksakan dengan pedang, melainkan dipeluk dengan hati. Indonesia menjadi bukti nyata bagaimana Islam bisa menyatu dengan masyarakat secara damai dan penuh kearifan. Dari sinilah ia memahami bahwa ramah tamah, kasih sayang, dan perdamaian adalah wajah asli Islam yang sesungguhnya.